What is going on, comic book familia? This is Ephraim Passpoint Comics, and this is my last video of 2022. I will be right back. And I am back. Like I said, this is my last video of 2022. I hope you like it. Before I go any further, it helps me out. If you like what you see, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. I'm inching little by little closer to 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully I'll get it sometime next year, knock on wood. So this video is about a trade I made. If you've looked at my previous video, and I'll put a link to it, when I make a trade with somebody, that's one of the hardest decisions that I have to make regarding my comic books, because a lot of times when I make a trade, it's with somebody that I haven't met before. Obviously, I don't know them. They don't know me. So there's always a little trepidation of whether or not I should make this trade. I look at the person's history, how many comic books they've sold in the past, like what their rating is more or less. And I'm sure they look at mine. So this was a trade, but this one was a lot easier because I knew the person. I live in San Diego, and in Southern California, I've been getting to know a lot more people in the comic book community. And this particular person, I'll mention him in a second, we became friends through social media on Instagram. We've met at comic book conventions. He sells comic books. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description below. His name is Aaron, and he goes by A1 Comics on Instagram. And we were at a convention together in Anaheim, and he had a booth there. And I looked at two of the comic books that he had there, and I said, if these don't sell, I'm gonna reach out to you on Instagram, and we did. So we started negotiating. He had these two books, and one of them I had previously, but I sold to another friend. And when I seen that he had these two of them, the first one I didn't have, and the second one, I wanted it back. So we started negotiating. He had a list price for these two books, and he did give me a discount. And I said, okay, would you consider any trades? He goes, well, what do you have? He's a big X-Men fan. And I told him I had this one book. It was a 7.5, X-Men number 49. It was signed by Stan Lee, and he's collecting X-Men books, and he's not that much into signatures, but he liked the book when I showed it to him. So that was part of the trade. So what I traded with him was X-Men 49. Like I said, it was signed by Stan Lee. It came back a CGC 7.5. I'll put a picture of it right here, and cash. So he went a little bit lower on his two books. Obviously, I do my research. When I want to buy a book, I see how much they're worth, and these are CGC graded books. And my book that I sold him, I looked at what has sold recently on eBay, and I also went lower. So we gave each other two discounts, so to speak, and plus I gave him cash for the books. There were other books that I had, but he was mainly interested in that one, and I was okay with it. Now, the money that I sent to him is money that I sold, that I had from selling some of my comic books. So I'm just giving basically back to the community. So once again, his name is A1's Comics. I'm going to put a link to his IG page in the description below. He has a great site on Instagram, and he sells a lot of books. So, hit him up. And he always has great prices for his books. So these are the two books that I got. And like I said, I had one of these previously, and I wanted it back. And I made a good trade for the book originally when I sold it, but I go, God, I wish I had it back. So these are two Silver Surfer books. Now, the first one is Silver Surfer number 1. It came out in August of 1968. I've never had this book. I've always wanted it in my collection. And here's the first one I got from him. Yeah, I've always wanted this book. I thought it was a cool looking cover. So he had a fair price for this book, and he lowered it a little bit because he told me the original price. He said he lowered it because, we've gotten to know each other. And like I said, I did the same thing when I sold him my book. I lowered the price. So both, customers were happy with it. So this is the first book that I got from him. And you're probably guessing what the second book was. It's a classic. And I had this book, but I sold it earlier this year. to a Doctor of Comics. I'm glad he got the book, but I want it back. And I got Silver Surfer #4. I got this one back. I love this cover. It's that awesome cover with Silver Surfer and Thor on the front cover. So we made this trade. It's a lot easier to make trades. Somebody knows when you actually know someone. We made the trade. He lives in Southern California like me, so it was an easy transaction. So I got these 2 books, and like I said, I am very happy I got these added to my collection. Plus, I didn't get this, my last book, I didn't get it in a trade, but I got it off Facebook Marketplace. It was a great deal. This person sells his books. Every book that he has, starting price is $1. No matter what the book is that he's been selling. I went, gosh, I just missed his sale yesterday. And I completely forgot I wanted to get some more books from him. You don't meet that many. I don't see that many sales. Usually it's buy it now price or, bid on this book. But a lot of bids start at a higher price, and all his books start at $1, man. I missed out yesterday on getting some more. I just completely forgot. But this book has been on my radar. I just wanted it. It's Avengers #19, the first appearance of the Swordsman. I paid a really good price for this, and like I said, what I like is, and I keep an eye on him on his sales. He starts every book off at $1, no matter what book it is. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. Start my books off at $1. We'll see. But once again, like I said, this is my last video of 2022. I hope you liked it. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button if you could. Until next time, everyone, this is F from Passpoint Comics. Be safe and take care.